Hello, I'm Aquatic and welcome back to the video. So one of my favourite things about Minecraft is unintentional behaviour. Sometimes Minecraft puts a feature into the game and they intend for it to be used in one way, but it's just so turns out that there's a very contrived way you can use it that, kind of breaks the physics of the game just a little bit and leads to some very strange but very fun behaviour. And this is something that you can do with Minecraft Bedrock quite a bit because one of the features has not come over from console or from Java yet, and that is the limit to how many mobs can exist inside one block. So this is a thing that I kind of don't want to have come because it leads to some very interesting situations. Like for instance, if you want to fill a hole with mushrooms, so grab as many mushrooms as you want and put them in a hole, you can do that. And it leads to this very weird situation where you can see, because the game's rendering in a weird way, it just looks like a bunch of wireframes together. And that's kind of how Minecraft Bedrock does it. Well, what if I said that we could do this with salmon to make a salmon cannon? That's right, today I'm going to be giving you a tutorial on how to make a salmon cannon in Minecraft because it's the weirdest thing, it's the wackiest thing, and it can in fact be done in survival if you have some time and some patience. So let's teach you how to do it in today's video. Like this if you do like it because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like wacky tutorials like the salmon cannon, because again, trying to break the edges of Minecraft is something I have a lot of fun doing. So let's go straight into this one, shall we? And let's talk about the things you're going to want to do, because if you want to have this be a real fun cannon, I'd recommend, again, just personally recommend, having a bit of water all the way up in the sky. But regardless where you decide to do this, because you can do this in the ground if you want to, and it still has pinching effects, you can just have a hole, again, just have a bucket of water, but make sure you have one block, deep, just like this. Again, one block, fill it with water, and then it's going to be good enough to go. So literally no requirements in terms of building. Even if you want the most complicated version, just go like 50 blocks in the sky and you should be good. And then what you want to do is fill this with any mob you want, really. You can use cod if you want, but salmon tends to be very common, especially in the cold biomes. So throw some salmon in there, and then interesting enough, there is no limit to the number of salmon that can exist in one block. So because salmon are different sizes, this leads to some very weird physics interactions where they're all bumping into each other on a massively constant basis. Like there is a non-stop supply of salmon bumping into each other, and it gets to the stage where it seems like they're not moving at all, but that's because they're making lots of micro movements. And you'll see the more salmon you put in there, the more subtle changes you'll see to the frame rate, and the more the game kind of has this little kind of dunking stuff. And because there's so much micro movements going on with so many salmon, something like 30 right now, you'll notice how the moment we press one block here, everything goes flying in a direction, and it's kind of like that. And that was impressive, right? That was kind of cool, but it still wasn't the best you can see. Like launching salmon everywhere, it's kind of funny, and having them go solid 10 blocks and just try and get to the water, maybe that's your thing. But to make this a true salmon cannon, you want to throw a lot more than 30 in there. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go up here to our thing in the sky, because this is how I recommend to do it, and we're going to keep pouring salmon in there. So pro tip, if you want to do this in the most efficient way and you're in creative, all you have to do is spam not into the water, because if you spam into the water, you have to click one after one after one. Spam on the top part of the block that isn't in the water. So just there, you can see, if you hit this part right here and they go into the very corner, you can just spam the bucket over and over again, and you can keep putting salmon into the water. Again, in survival, it's a little bit harder because you have to do this manually by hand, but you just want to keep just spamming and spamming and spamming. And the way you know that you're reaching the amount of salmon where you should probably start to stop is when your frame rate starts to dip. So funnily enough, because we are playing Minecraft on the Xbox, if you check at the very top, you can see not only the version I'm running, the fact that I'm on an Xbox One, you can see, my seed. You can also though see that it says FPS 51.9 because it will keep track of the average FPS over the last 10 seconds or so. So you'll see as the more salmon I put in here, the lower the average frame rate is going to get, 41.5 now. And it's funny because using this information, which by the way, it's going to dump just a little bit now, you can tell when you really need to stop, because as you start to go below 30, the game gets a little bit chunky. So we've got something like, I'm going to guess, 200 salmon in there maybe. And again, just looking at this physically is already quite a is already quite a wacky thing. Okay, so things are going strange right now. It's quite a wacky thing. It's already along the frame rate, 3 times below where it should be. And again, we can keep continuing if we want to. But again, there's going to be adverse effects to every new mob. And the reason that it's lowered the frame rate so much, it's just a few salmon, right? Is because so many salmon have to be calculated the physics of them bumping against every single other one of the salmons. Because they're all in the same block, there's 200 salmon with another 200 salmons. The amount of individual physics calculations that is, as you can imagine, is pretty darn high. So if we then, let go of one of these blocks, you can probably imagine what's going to happen. But just for fun, let's do it right now. So 3, 2, 1. So just to kind of clarify here, just, again, this wasn't even going as far as we could go. This is just like kind of like a, oh geez, you can see right there. This isn't as far as we could have gone. This is just kind of like, that was until the frame rate hurt. We got salmon all the way over to here. You can see based on their bodies how far a salmon went from all the way at 250, 273. Again, so we're talking about 50 blocks, oh no, it's more than 50 blocks, about 70 blocks on the, x-axis and 70 blocks on the z-axis. That's 140 blocks launched, some salmon, and and some only went forward some, but the fact that some of them went 140 blocks means it's actually one of the fastest ways you can get a salmon to transport in Minecraft. So if we did the same thing again, let's say, and this time we went to the stage where literally Minecraft could barely run. We go to not just 15 frames per second where it starts to hurt you to watch. What happens if we go a little bit beyond that? Well, let's just say that things get a little wacky. So again, I want to clarify, you can do this with any fish in the game. I'd recommend using the same fish, and I personally recommend salmon because the different sizes causes even more wacky things to happen. But again, you can use any fish, any mob really you want to. Like you can do this with creepers if you can trap enough of them. Because the thing is again, all of those mobs work the same, because fish have a slightly different, kind of mob characteristic set than the other mobs, even though they are still, still mobs. The fact that they come in different sizes, and the fact that all that sort of things happens, is that the calculations tend to cause some weirder things to happen. So again, let's keep going, not just to 27.4 FPS, as you can see up there, let's keep going down below even this, and see what happens to our little salmon cannon. So 16 FPS, this is where we stopped last time, and now we're going to keep on going. Like, you can see how the bucket is like, because the frame rate's so low, it's having issues keeping up. But let's go with an extra, let's say 100 or 200 salmon. Let's try and go double to where we were before. We're going to go to the stage where the game barely even looks like it's running. 9 FPS, I think it's... we're not going to stop until we're playing slideshow Minecraft. So again, one of the things about Minecraft Bedrock that sets it apart from Minecraft, console edition, is the fact that they decided to allow, basically your frame rate is in your own hands. It doesn't lock the game at 60. It's just like, if you want to spawn in a bunch of mobs or you want to build huge things, you have the option. It's just you'll lower the frame rate as a result. So okay, now I'm going to try and move, and there are some downsides to that, obviously, in the end game, but when it comes to, like, if you want to do stuff like this, it means you can have a lot of fun. So we're only at 60 FPS apparently. I mean, it feels like a lot worse than 60 FPS, right? So I guess it's just having some time to update, but this is what Minecraft looks like. You can just leave them here if you want to play Minecraft in, again, this is what Minecraft run likes if you have, like, a PC from 2003, but if we just break a single block right now, guess what's going to happen? There's going to... Oh, I can't break it. Oh, there we go. So the moment we did it, actually, the salmon, seemed to have let go. And it seems like it's hard to differentiate one from the other, but it seems like it went less far there. But still, the fact that we have a salmon cannon that is launchable like that is kind of amazing. And because if you just use a simple piston, again, all you have to do is grab yourself a piston and then, put it on the side here. You can actually set this up so that it's controlled by redstone. So you can lag the game out, as long as you want. And then also, if all we have to do is set a little thing going there, put a lever on it, and there you can see, now we can do the exact same thing. We can have a lever activated salmon cannon, we can have that redstone trigger go anywhere we want, and this is something that I found to be really fun, and you should totally give it a try. So again, we'll do some cod in there too, get a little bit of a mix going on, which again, you can see the salmon are literally pushing the cod out already, which is something you wouldn't necessarily expect, but you can see how this thing already is leading to some crazy distances, and yeah, you can launch salmon in a cannon as far as you like. You can make it rain fish in Minecraft, and that is something that not many other people can say. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got something from it. I hope that, raining salmon is something you totally intend to do in the game, and if you did enjoy the video, like it and let me know, share if you really liked it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.